Hello everyone, welcome Lead School at Home. We have started fourth chapter in Economics of Unit 5 of Class 10 NCERT, that is Globalization and the Indian Economy. In that, we have studied some part of this chapter in our previous videos. In that, we have studied production across countries, interlinking production across countries, then foreign trade and integration of a market, then what is globalization, then factors that enable globalization. These points we have covered in our previous videos. Now, today we will move towards the next point in this chapter, that is World Trade Organization. Please student, put your textbook in front of you while watching this video and be ready with your pen, pencil and notebook for taking notes while teaching this topic. We have seen that the liberalization of foreign trade and investment in India was supported by some very powerful international organizations. Liberalization means the act of making less strict. Yesterday I have told you that liberalization of foreign trade and investment in India was supported by some powerful international organizations. Means they help to foreign trade and investment in India by some powerful international organizations. These organizations say that all barriers to foreign trade and investment are harmful, and these organizations says that those are barriers are there, means some restrictions are there in the country. Those restrictions to foreign trade and investment are harmful. There should be no barriers. They want no barriers for investment and foreign trade across the country. Trade between countries should be free. All countries in the world should liberalize their policies, and these organizations want all countries in the world should be liberalize their policies, and there should be no barriers for investment and foreign trade. It should be free. World Trade Organization means WTO is one such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. World Trade Organization is such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. Now I will show you some information regarding WTO. Please student, see here. This is the logo of World Trade Organization. The World Trade Organization is an intergovernmental organization that is concerned with the regulation of international trade between nations, and headquarters of WTO is in Geneva, Switzerland. Members are 164 members, mean 164 countries are the members of WTO. And this World Trade Organization has founded in 1st January 1995. Purpose: reduction of traffic and other barriers to trade. And budget 197.2 million Swiss francs, approximately 209 million US dollar in 2018. Leader of WTO is Robert Azevedo. This is information regarding WTO. Started at the initiative of the developed countries, and this organization has started at the initiative of the developed countries. WTO establishes rules regarding international trade, and this organization has established rules regarding international trade and sees that these rules are obeyed, and these rules should be obeyed by the countries. As on July 2016, nearly 165 countries of the world are currently members of the WTO. And this report is based on July 2016 year. That time, 165 countries of the world are currently members of the WTO. Though WTO is supposed to allow free trade for all, this organization supposed to allow free trade for all. In practice, it is seen that the developed countries have unfairly retained trade barriers. In practice, it is seen that those who are developed countries have unfairly retained trade barriers in their countries. On the other hand, WTO rules have forced the developing countries to remove trade barriers, and WTO rules have forced the developing countries to remove those trade barriers from the country. An example of this is the current debate on trade in agriculture products. An example of a trade barrier of the current debate on trade in agricultural products. See here, one example has given about a debate on trade practices. We will see. Debate on trade practices. You have seen in chapter 2nd that the agriculture sector provides the bulk of employment and a significant portion of the GDP in India. We have studied that agriculture sector means this is a primary sector, and this sector provides the bulk of employment and significant portion means important contribution in the GDP in India. Compare this to a developed country such as the US with the share of agriculture in GDP at 1% and its share in total employment time that is only 0.5%. As compared to other, means if we compare India to other countries, developed countries such as the USA with the share of agriculture in GDP just 1% and also share its employment that is 0.5% only. And at this very small percentage of people who are inactive in agriculture in the US receives massive sums of money from the US government for production and for export to other countries. And as compared to India, this is a very small percentage of people who are inactive in agriculture sector. US receive massive sums of money from the US government for production and for export to other countries. Due to this massive money they receive, US farmers can sell the farm products at abnormally low prices. US farmers can sell the farm products at abnormally low prices. The surplus farm products are sold in other countries' market at low prices, adversely affecting farmers in these countries. Because of selling the product in low prices, farmers in the USA affecting in these countries. Now we will see the next side in this debate. Developing countries are therefore asking the developed country governments, we have reduced trade barriers as per WTO rule. Those who are developing countries, they are told to develop countries that we have reduced trade barriers as per WTO rules. Means as per the WTO rules, developing countries has reduced the trade barriers. But you have ignored the rules of WTO and have continued to pay your farmer vast sums of money. And developed countries ignored the rules of WTO and have continued to pay their farmers vast sum of money. You have asked our government to stop supporting our farmers, but you are doing so yourselves. Is this free and fair trade? This question now arises. Those who are developed country, they are continue to pay their farmers vast sum of money, and they have asked the government to stop supporting for their farmers, and they are doing themselves. Is this fair and free for trade? This question arises. See here, one crop has shown and written here a typical cotton from farm in USA consists of 1,000 of acres owned by a huge corporation that will sell cotton abroad at lower prices. Means acres of crop sell by the farmer to the customer at a lower price. This is the reality of USA in their countries. Now we will move towards on next page. On this page some questions are there. Please student write those answers of the questions and please send on our WhatsApp group. Now we will move towards the next point in this chapter, that is impact of globalization in India. In the last 20 years, globalization of the Indian economy has come a long way. Means from last 20 years, MNC companies play an important role in India. What has been its effect on the lives of people? Then what effect has happened of the globalization on the lives of people? Let us look at some of the evidence. Globalization and greater competition among producers, both local and foreign producers, has been of advantage to consumers, particularly the well-off sections in the urban areas. Globalization and the greater competition among producers, both from the local and foreign producers, and their advantage get to the consumer, particularly in well-known section in the urban areas. Let's see how. There is a greater choice before these consumers who now enjoy improved quality and lower prices for several products. In the urban areas, people enjoy improved quality and lower prices of the product. As a result, these people today enjoy much higher standards of living than was possible earlier. And as a result, people enjoy better quality and standard of living than was possible earlier. Among producers and workers, the impact of globalization has not been uniform, but the impact of globalization among producers and workers has not been uniform. Means quite different that impact. Firstly, MNCs have increased their investment in India over the past 20 years. MNCs increased their investment in India over past 20 years, which means investing in India has been beneficial for them. And investment in India, they has been getting profit. That's why they are investing their products in India. MNCs have been interested in industries such as cell phones, automobiles, electronics, soft drinks, fast food, or services such as banking in urban areas. Now I will show you the picture of MNC's product. See here, these are products, and these products are MNC's products. See here, Coca-Cola is there, Apple company is there of mobile company, Samsung, then MasterCard, then Facebook, YouTube. These are the different products. Please student see their logos on Google, or you can see on Chrome also. These different companies invest their product in India. These products have a large number of buyers, and for that product large number of buyers are there. In these industries and services, new jobs have been created. Also, local companies supplying raw materials etc. to these industries have prospered. Because of investment, services has created. Along that, new job also has created. People get employment, and also local companies supplying raw material to these industries. That's why those industries have prospered. See, in front of you one picture has given in below side. Finally, the global lifestyle you have always dreamed about. It means this picture proves that improved lifestyle has created by the MNCs. Now we will move towards on next page. Secondly, several of the top Indian companies have been able to benefit from the increased competition. Indian companies have been able to get benefit from the increased competition. They have invested in newer technology and production methods and raised their production standard. Some Indian companies invested in newer technology and production methods, and that's why they have raised their production standards. I will show you some MNC companies. See here, some MNC companies are there like Infosys, Wipro, SCL. These are the Indian MNC companies. Some have gained from successful collaborations with the foreign companies. like Maruti Suzuki is an Indian company collaboration with the foreign companies. Moreover, globalization has enabled some large Indian companies to emerge as multinational themselves. Globalization has enabled some large Indian companies to emerge as a multinational themselves, like Tata Motors. This one is a automobile companies there. Then Infosys, this is a IT companies is there. Then Ranbaxy, this is a medicine companies there. Then Asian Paint, this company is also produce paints, and this is one also multinational companies. Then Sundaram Fasteners, Nuts and Bolts companies there. Please students see their logos on Chrome are some Indian companies which are spreading their operations worldwide, and these Indian companies spreading their operations worldwide. Please wait student, I will show you some images of these. See here, this is a Infosys company. Then Satyam was there. Then if we see in that, you can see these logos on your mobile. Globalization has also created new opportunities for companies providing services, particularly those involving IT. Globalization has also created new opportunities for companies providing services, particularly those involving in IT. Just I have shown you that is Infosys, one IT company is there. The Indian company producing a magazine for the London based company, and call centers are some examples. The Indian company producing a magazine for the London, just we have seen on earlier page, and their call centers are some examples. Beside a host of services such as data entry, then accounting, then administrative tasks, engineering are now being done cheaply in countries such as India and are exported to the developed countries. Means these work happen from India and they export to those products to developed countries. Now after that, again some questions are there. Please student write these questions and send it on our WhatsApp group. Next part we will see in our next video. If any queries, any doubt are there, please ask your doubt, we will clarify it. Thank you.